So this was the other quote. If any member of Congress so much as stutters to say that the Confederacy were traitors of the United States, that the Confederacy is a legion of white supremacists, turn in your pen and get out. Mm.
Who said that? Say that again.
If any member of Congress so much as stutters to say that the Confederacy were traitors to the United States, that the Confederacy is a legion of white supremacists, turn in your pen and get out.
Who said this?
That was one of the quotes, I guess, from one of the GOP people.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's projection, right? Like literally the exact opposite.
Yeah, man.
Like
Um.
they fucking trade. Like they're not only are they traitors, but they're losers.
Yeah.
Losers, folks. I only like it. I only like insurrections that win.
And again, like she again communicated that she didn't trust some of her GOP colleagues to not disclose her location, fearing she'd be kidnapped.
Who?
That's what AOC kept saying, is that she didn't trust her GOP colleagues because out of fear that they disclose her location and she'd be kidnapped.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, didn't we already talk about that?
Yeah, I was just going through the
Um.
quotes really fast.
Yeah. I think they should fucking go after. Like, I think if they can try to connect that shit, um,
Mm-hmm.
I think they should definitely do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you never know with these. Like, they're like I feel like that Lauren Boebert chick was like I feel like part of her plan is to do like a like that scene in what movie was it?
Mm-hmm.
Was it something about Mary where they had he like paid his buddy to like sneak up on him so he could like foil the crime and impress the girl?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I feel like her thing about carrying the gun, she would love to do like a situation where like her bringing her gun to Congress somehow, save the day in some situations, right? Like I feel like she's totally the type who would have like, you know, like some like scumbag in a ski mask that she could like beat up and chase away or something. um,
um. Also, following this thing, it looks like Pramila Jayapal ended up getting COVID.
yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, she released a statement
Um,
here. Well, you can see there was a picture I had of Here you go. Let me check this thing out. There we go. Um.
yeah, yeah,
So
don't talk to
the
cops,
so
period.
yeah, I guess she was hiding here. There's Jayapal was hiding here, and then the word from her was that while taking cover under the seats of the gallery, we were instructed to take off our mask in order to put a gas mask on. Why do we need a gas mask in the House? Because Trump and his Republicans had incited insurrectionists to launch a deadly attack on the Capitol. So they were advised to remove their
Yeah.
COVID mask in favor of a gas mask.
Um,
Mm.
yeah, yeah, it's because it's about racism, man. Confederate
Yeah.
flag is not about like respecting the South or whatever, right? It's about
Right.
fucking like supporting slavery. The people who are just still like repping it now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe at some point there was people who like heritage not hate, brother. Like maybe at some point that was a thing, but I think now in this day and age, it's just about fucking you know being racist.
Yep. So let me bring up Jayapal's statement here. So
Yeah, that sucks, man.
she said that she had been exposed to another occupant with coronavirus infection. The duration in the room was multiple hours, and several Republicans not only cruelly refused to wear a mask, but mocked colleagues and staff who offered them one. Too many Republicans have refused to take this
Yeah,
pandemic and virus seriously, and in doing so, they endanger everyone around them. Only hours after President Trump incited a deadly assault on our capital, our country, and our democracy, many Republicans still refuse to take the bare minimum COVID-19 precaution and simply wear a damn mask in a crowded room during a pandemic, creating a super spreader event on
Ah,
top of the
dude,
domestic terrorist attack. While I am isolating per the Capitol
I'm just chatting.
physicians, oh, instructions, I will continue to work to the best of my ability because the deep urgency of our many crises is paramount. I share the outrage and anger of my constituents and across this country who have watched Donald Trump fail to combat this raging pandemic and refuse to take care of Americans who are suffering, dying, and devastated. Now we have also watched them openly fuel and incite these insurrectionists who attacked the Capitol on and our democracy on January 6th. So I will not rest until I do everything in my power to remove this president from office. Yeah, and then she additionally called for serious fines to be levied on members of Congress that do not wear masks,
And didn't they just pass that
and
rule?
they did end up passing that rule subsequent to the calls. So
Um, so do you think Bobert's? What do you think Bobert's gonna do?
I mean, she had a
Or
standoff with Capitol Police
what's he
because they didn't want
doing?
to let her bring her Glock in like a fucking lunatic, bringing a
Yeah, what happened with that? Do we have footage of that?
yeah. I don't know if we. Let me see if we can find something. How
I
do you
saw
spell?
people tweeting about it, but I didn't see any videos.
I mean, man, I'm trying to find. I thought I put her stuff here, but I didn't save it.
Like I remember one time I quote tweeted what's
Mm-hmm.
that chick's name? Cassandra Fairbanks. She was talking about like neighbors with Confederate flags, and she said
Mm-hmm.
something like people with Confederate flags are always nice or whatever. She's like I'd rather have a neighbor with
Yeah.
a Confederate flag than a BLM sign or something.
Jesus.
And I was like, fuck that. And then like I forget what I said, but then she like quote tweeted me back and she was like, "Nuh-uh," basically. And I was like, pff. And then I like argued with Chuds all night, and I mean, they didn't have any good arguments. Like they had they kept talking about the how what did they say? They said that like the natives were like conquered, not
Mm-hmm.
genocided. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, I don't even know why that's even relevant, but we're
Ugh.
talking about this specific situation here where the South fucking tried to secede and take down the United States. Like, they're losers.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're not gonna fucking. They shouldn't have their flag at any, federal building, right? Like,
Yeah.
um,
Doesn't look like we have a video from
mm,
from the incident, but all the let's see, there was this. There you go. Yeah, Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who bragged about her desire to carry a weapon on Capitol Hill, is currently in a standoff with Capitol Police at the newly installed metal detectors outside the chamber doors.
yes. Let me see if I can find something.
Yeah. Capitol Police won't let her in until Boebert shows them what's in her bag. She won't, and is now standing in the entrance of the chamber. She is respectful but defiant. She has now been let in the chamber. It is unclear from my vantage point if the Capitol Police searched her bag before she went in. Several
Yeah, she better watch
GOPers
out. The fucking cop's gonna run
expressed.
her name and see all those warrants on her, right?
Yeah, looks like a few of them were getting into this now.
She's got like 4 different warrants, right?
I didn't even know that. So,
Like, did you see that they're they're trying to run with this like, oh, the Democrats are actually the ones who started it, like they're the violent ones or whatever.
mm-hmm.
And like, um, it wasn't Tim Pool, but he retweeted it because I was like, wait a minute, how come fucking, you know, how come Tim Pool didn't get fucking banned, right? Like
Right.
him and Andy No or the fucking if you're gonna start banning chuds, you start with Andy No, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, they are, you know, clearly full of shit, right? And lying to people and just getting that whole legitimacy thing. I keep saying, all right, like they have someone there to like normalize that worldview, like that bullshit perspective. So if you're actually serious about doing that, start with those guys, right? But no. And sure enough, I go look at his page and he has this fucking thread of like Cory Booker saying that you should yell at cops if they're harassing people. Like if you see a cop beating somebody, you should yell at them. And there he was trying to say that like that was inciting violence. And I forget what else was in there. We can go look at the thread, but it was like a bunch of weak ass shit. Like um um what are you saying? I'm looking at the comments.
And well, this was a response from Rashida Tlaib though after the whole Boebert incident. So, just had to go through a metal detector before entering the House floor. Some colleagues are frustrated. Guess which ones? By this requirement. Now they know how high school students feel in my district, or now they know how high school students in my district feel. Suck it up, buttercups. Y'all brought this on yourselves. Yeah, get it, Rashida.
I mean, yeah, but they're I want to see how that ended though, right?
Yeah,
Like, um, let's see me. Like,
and
what
I.
happened there at the end? Did she let them search her bag?
Mhm.
You know, did
I'm wondering about how that's gonna go. It's gonna end up being a standoff every time they enter the chamber, right?
yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, there you go. Rashida will square up with you. um, they and then she did mention here that they were even complaining about the proxy votes. Like how AOC mentioned
Complaining
earlier that
about
she
the
voted.
proxy
Yeah, they
votes?
were complaining about the proxy votes, that they were on the floor and they were voting by proxy, and that was a complaint of theirs in passing this. They just passed that resolution to call on Mike Pence to invoke the 25th, which Mike Pence released a letter,
Um,
which he refused to do.
of course.
And they are gonna go ahead and move forward with impeachment tomorrow. They're gonna vote on that. And it actually it has more support than I was initially thinking. I thought it was gonna be straight along partisan lines again. If I had to go ahead and guess, maybe you have a couple of defectors.